We
Good
did
morning,
it.
everyone. It's always nice, it says, let's get started, and then your face pops on my screen.
Good morning.
Oh, happy Friday, everyone. How are you today? How are you,
It's
Jen?
I'm great. It's definitely a Friday.
Yeah, I know. It was really hard for me to get out of bed today. I only got about 4 hours of sleep last night. So I don't know about anybody else out there, but I read that Sons of Anarchy is being taken off of Netflix on December 31st. So I had to watch it one more time. So I'm binging it, but I'm not getting any sleep.
Felix has been watching some things on Netflix too, and he keeps saying that they've been saying that they're going to end on a certain date, but then they haven't been ending on the certain date. He's like, they're lying to us. They're making us watch them because they need some more like airtime or something. I don't know.
We need more viewers. Oh,
Yeah.
goodness.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
my. Well, go ahead, Jen. Do you want to introduce yourself first?
sure. My name is Jennifer. I am from Northern Alberta. I'm a wife, mom, grandma, and we have a blended family, and it's amazing. They keep me going every single day. I've been a business owner in the online space for 3.5 years. I'm super excited. Actually, in a couple months, it's going to be my 4-year anniversary. Yay!
Oh, it goes by
And
so fast.
it does. It
Yeah,
feels like it literally went by in the blink of an eye. Not going to lie. And
yeah,
in 2 of those years, we were in a pandemic, so that really got us to hone in on what we wanted to do with
yeah.
ourselves.
Yeah, if there was ever a kick in the pants, hey, that was it.
Yeah, yeah. And then I met Charlene last summer at the park.
I still
And
remember that.
yeah, it was a lot of fun. We decided to go to the park because she has children and my son is 10, and we wanted to just hang out and have a little visit and connect while they played with no interruptions.
Yeah, now here we are over a year later.
Yeah, yeah, it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And so, take it away, Charlene.
I'm Charlene, of course, and I live in Northern Alberta as well. I'm in Grand Prairie, about 45 minutes from Jennifer. And I have 6 kids of my own and a bonus daughter who I absolutely adore, like she's my own. I am a homeschooling mama, and so is Jennifer. It's one of the other things that we have in common. Yeah, that's me. We have a chaotic household. And I mean, we thrive in chaos, but lately it's been Sons of Anarchy.
we need a little squirrel in our life every once in a while.
I know. Every time you messaged me this week and you were like, oh, I'm supposed to be doing this, but squirrel, I was like, yeah, I've got a pretty big one right now, too. Oh, my
Oh,
goodness.
that's hilarious.
I am
That's
getting
so
some things done, just not everything.
Yep, I was pretty proud of myself yesterday. I had a very productive day. I felt like I conquered the world, even though I got like 2 things on my to-do list.
Yeah. Samantha, she starts her shifts some days at 7 o'clock in the morning. So I've got to get up at 6 o'clock. And I always tell myself, because on days where she works and I have to get up at 6 o'clock, I am up. I got dishes in, I got laundry in, I got like counters and everything cleaned up. I've got toys picked up all by like 7 o'clock. Like the day hasn't even started. I'm like, I'm going to wake up at 6 o'clock every day. No. I will wake up at 6 o'clock on days that she has to get up at 7 or 6 o'clock for work at 7. Other than that, I'm going to sleep.
Yeah. I'm a morning person. I really like the mornings. So my body just naturally, because I haven't really honestly set an alarm clock for a really long time, other than on Fridays, because I don't want to be late for our own show.
Yeah, right? We kind of have to show up. Yeah.
and and then Felix does go into town, into the city, 2 days a week for his activities because he's in boxing and self-defense. So those are the only days I actually set an alarm clock, and my body just naturally wakes up early. So I really enjoy getting up when it's still quiet in the house, and and our special guest has arrived.
Yay. So today we are with Joesph. He has now arrived. Yeah, he is actually a part of our team. We aren't connected monetarily, but I've known Joseph and his and Mary Lou, his significant other, for a few years now, and we met in person last year. Love them; they're so fun.
And here he is.
Hi.
Welcome, Joe. How are
Sorry about
you?
the lateness.
It's
That's
okay.
great. Gave us a chance to have a little chat and introduce ourselves. How are you today?
I'm good, actually.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
today's your day off. How are you spending your day off, Joe?
A little bit of this, a little bit of that. Probably gonna get some more Christmas cards done. I gotta send out some personal ones, and beyond that, probably just taking it easy. I've only
Yeah.
got 2 days, and it goes wide really quick. So
Yeah. It's hard, hey? Like when you work 5 days a week or more for some people, to have 2 days to get everything done. It was never enough time for me because you want some downtime. Long weekends were great. It was like the first day I'd get everything done. The second day, or actually the first day I'd probably do nothing. The second day we'd get everything done. And then the third day you could like get ready for the, yeah. Other than that, 2 days is not enough.
no. Usually, how I go is like usually my first day is we're trying to get things done, and then usually Saturday is my rest period. So it's I more or less can either sleep in or just relax, watch
Yeah.
movies, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Oh, movies. And right now it's the perfect time because
It
it's
is.
cold outside. It's like minus 40s here today.
Yeah.
Again.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I don't want to go anywhere. I just want to hide. There's ice on my window. Like it's cold.
I just am looking outside right now and the sky looks beautiful. It's like all baby blues and baby pinks. It's so pretty.
Oh, we're actually getting some sun today. It's crazy.
Yeah, not us. So, Joe, tell us and our audience a little about you and Mary Lou and how you guys came to the online space.
So basically, Mary Lou and I met. Oh man, we were just thinking about it today. This is going to be our 8th Christmas together. I ended up moving in with her about October of, I think it was 2014 or 15. She's better with dates than I am, but basically it's been about 2 years, and then I actually got Hodgkin's lymphoma, which is a form of cancer. We both have our own ways of reasonings for being into this business. Mine was we both kind of didn't want to have it where, medical bills would, come out of the blue. And that's basically the reason why we both got into this.
Mm-hmm.
We are both movie fans. We're both kind of huge nerds in a way. Big movie buffs. She's really great.
How was Ghostbusters?
We went and saw Spider-Man last night, and it's hard to top which one's going to be my favorite for this year. So, Ghostbusters was really good. If you've seen the originals, I definitely recommend seeing this one because it's definitely up there.
I didn't know there was a new Spider-Man until yesterday when my daughter came home and said their field trip next week for their day camp program is going to see Spider-Man, the new one. I'm like, oh.
Nice. Totally stay to the end of the credits, like completely end of the credits.
Okay. I'll tell her
stuff leading up for phase 4, which is going to be really good. So, but no, we went and saw it last night at another theater, and it was actually really close to home. And realized I haven't been to that theater in forever.
Yeah,
and it was nice. So
it's nice to get out and do things again and have a little normalcy.
Yeah.
That's exciting. So Joe recently started a new job, actually, and in a completely different industry than he was doing for many years prior. So how did you find that transition with working the online space?
I don't know. That's a good question. I've never been asked that before. Not too many questions that gets me stumped, but that's a good one. So basically, for the last 4 years, I've been working Superstore, started out doing the front end stuff. So I was a cashier and doing customer service. And then, as Charlene just said, like I've transitioned into doing kind of warehouse work. But previously, before I was at Superstore, I was doing warehouse work before, and the transition from that and doing the online stuff is when you're in retail, you don't really have a whole lot of time to do anything else. Thankfully for this other job, I've been able to find downtime to do daily posts, make comments, post on other people's stuff.
Yeah.
It's been actually a better job all around for me too. Physically, I've not been able to do much. Bad back. There's a thing called chemo brain. Basically, it's chemotherapy has a tendency to leave long-term results, which I kind of knew, but didn't really know the full extent of it until afterwards. So I'm still feeling effects from that, and I think my body's still trying to adjust to me doing physical stuff still.
Yeah.
So it's nice to be able to do the online work because one, I'm working from home, and two, it's as we discussed, it's warmer here than it is outside.
Yeah.
And,
right.
yeah, and don't have to do that much physical work, which is great. And it's a nice transition, and we're looking to both be able to do this full time in the future. So
that's awesome. It's really exciting. I found that working in the online space has really given me a chance to focus on my health. Put more time and attention on my health in general before being outside of the home working and juggling everything in life. You kind of tend to put yourself on the back burner. So for yourself in your situation, you've probably been able to experience that as well and put yourself and your health, in the forefront.
Yeah, for sure. It's also financially been able to, give us more room to work with too with the business, and also focusing on my health because that's something I've been kind of like you said, I've been putting on the back burner, and I don't want to do that anymore. I know I'm important just as much as Mary Lou's important as everybody else that we're working with is important. So
it's hard to prioritize especially with retail. I used to be an assistant manager. And at the time, my manager, her husband passed away from cancer within 3 weeks. And I went to interim manager. Your schedules are inconsistent as it is. And then you throw in a loop like that. And wow, it's hard to find time to prioritize yourself and your health. There's no consistent schedule. There's no flexibility. There's so many unknowns. And, are you called into work tomorrow? Are you working a double? Are you working a split shift? It's just,
Well, and that's the thing too, like right now with Christmas season, like retail is just insane.
Yeah.
I know I'd probably be working more hours if I was still doing Superstore. So it's nice in some ways, but the pay is not there. So it's not worth it.
Yeah. I always seem to reach the pay cap. There's always a cap on the pay, and that to me was very frustrating because it's like, this is what you're worth and that's it. You put in this much effort, but we're going to pay you this much, and it's not just in retail. It was with me in insurance as well. I reached my pay cap and I busted my butt to get there. And I don't know, here, there's no limits online. You can just keep going and going, and the sky's the limits, really. It's as much as you want to put into it, you're going to get out of it.
Yep.
Yeah, yourself is the only variable in the situation. Like if you put the time in, it's going to come back and reward you in insurmountable ways. Whereas if you don't put the time in, then you're just going to get equivalent, right? So whereas if you're in a job, you're putting the time in and you're still not getting it back.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Joesph, when you came into the online space, what happened that you didn't expect? What was the least expected for you?
I really don't know.
For me, it was the family, like our team and our community.
That's actually, I would say that's a huge one.
After working in retail, especially, everyone's very cliquey and disconnected. And then in insurance, where they're all trying to push each other out of the way to get a sale, that was my biggest surprise.
So when Mary Lou and I, well, she told me about this and told me that we should watch the info video. Um, the paying I thought was really great because I've done sales before, and I know this isn't sales; it's instruction marketing, as we all know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm like the payment process was like, oh, this is really cool, and it's like no other place has this kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I've done stuff like Cutco, and I spent a day training, and then realized, oh wait, you have to pay for your products, and I'm like, I can't afford this right off the bat. This is why I'm with you guys to start this stuff. But I would definitely say, the fact that I've been in a lot of like worked a lot of jobs and been to a lot of different places, and they've all said, we have a team environment.
Yeah.
This has been the one place that actually has it. That we all look forward to all of our achievements, and we celebrate everything we do. So
Yeah, everything together. You're not alone ever.
Yeah.
If you have a question, you reach out to someone, you're going to get an answer. You're going to get that support in one way or another. And it doesn't even matter if it's someone that's directly connected to you or not. Everyone's there to help each other.
Yeah. I feel like COVID really divided, obviously, the world and communities and workplaces. And we were so unaffected by it in that regard. Like, I feel like a lot of us were closer because we would meet more, we would talk more, we made it a point to reach out more. So I guess we were affected, but positively,
Yeah, in the past 2 years, since the world has kind of been going into a different place, our community space has had insurmountable growth. Like it has. I mean, when I joined almost 4 years ago, there was 3,000 people. We're over 100,000 people now.
Yeah.
That's worldwide. Like that's not just a little area here, a little area there. That's worldwide. You know how many lives are changing on a daily basis?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a beautiful thing to be a part of, I think.
It's really nice to see the trickle effect.
Yep.
Yeah, I like it.
And Charlene and I talk about it all the time, how our children see it changing our lives and it's changing their lives. And they get just as passionate when they talk about it that we do. So, I mean, we're also then, we're inspiring our children, and then, it's going to keep going down. It's just amazing.
I've got 6 kids, so our online blueprint is just going to expand.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Sorry,
go ahead, Jen.
I was just gonna say, how long have you guys been business owners?
A little over 2.5 years as of this past August. So it's I would say definitely this past year has been the hardest for us emotionally. We've had our fights, we've had our arguments, as it is like having any small business, couples will fight over, every little detail, or, we should be doing more of this, more of that, less of this and less than that. But it's definitely, we've learned that we need to change our habits for the next year. So it's, I definitely think we're both going to try and sit down and discuss, more heartily. I think it's more for me because I have a tendency to spend more, but not put it in the right places. But that's experience and stuff I need to work on also. So
we actually had Mark and Glenda on last week, and that was one of the things that they said was they had to learn to work together. It takes time, and it takes knowing each other's strengths and getting to know who can do it better. So I always get, oh man, I'm an individual in this business. Like I do ads by myself. I do the page, I do everything. But at the same time, I'm like, whew, I'm an individual. They both have their advantages, right?
And I guess one of the things that's kind of been affecting me lately is like, and I don't want to sound kind of like a jerk coming off when I'm saying this, because I know we're both in this together because we both took this on together, but it's Mary Lou's name on everything, and then it's not mine, and so I'm not really feeling like I'm a part of this, but I know I
Oh,
am.
Yeah.
But like I know I'm the one that's kind of doing all the technical side of things because that's who I am. I've got that time to do that too.
mhm.
You're very technical.
I
Like
am,
you're
and
very good with the technical. Yeah.
but it's something I've always kind of wanted to, and I knew when I was a kid that this was going to be the future. That computers was going to be where it was at. So I took courses in high school for it, like computer programming and like information, what was it, IT stuff. So it was like creating brochures for people, doing the art kind of thing. And it's some place that I've always wanted to go was doing graphic design. So it's
You know,
something I love. So
what's really great about our community is, and our business model is that there's so many different ways to earn. There's so many ways, and there's positions in the back end. So, I mean, even with your experience, you could at some point, if you had the time, look at, being a part of the back end and helping to create the funnels and different things. So, um, it's not just running a page and sitting on camera, there's so much more to it.
It's
there
exactly
is.
what I was thinking when he was talking about that. I
Yeah.
was thinking about all the other stuff going on the other side that, and then you contribute, that's huge contribution to the community as a whole, as well as for yourself and for your, to putting for the confidence and having, like you said, something that's mine, you know,
Yeah.
then that's something that you're focusing on and you're doing within your business to help you guys, but then the community as a whole too. So
Yeah.
For sure.
And going
Yeah,
into
and
20.
sorry, I was gonna say I definitely been thinking about it too. Like in terms of like, do I have the time? Work?
Yeah.
Can I find the energy to do it after work and stuff like that?
yeah,
But
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna think on it a bit more and see, because I'm still kind of new at this new job, so I'm
Yeah.
trying to get used to doing that type of work still. So I think in the new year I might look at it.
It's a matter of, you find your routine, right? So
Yeah,
once you kind of, yeah, I mean, you're like you said, you're still at a new job and still learning that. It would be a whole other world to take on something new if you're not ready, right? But at least the options are there. It's
yeah,
great
exactly.
to have so many different income streams from one business model.
yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
I don't want to say job because what we have is not a job. So, but
Well,
yeah,
even this week too, I was doing quite a bit of reading, and I've been doing a lot of reading on this topic. But having multiple income streams is the way of the future too. It's almost like your security for your future, because if you only have one source of income coming in, you're kind of going backwards at this point. You
Yeah.
know,
you kind of need to pay. You need like a source of income now for food, and then you need like a source of income for fuel, and then you like,
it's true. It's the reality that we live in right now.
yeah,
Yeah. And I think that was one of the other reasons why we joined is because we wanted to stop, bouncing money around. Okay,
Yeah,
I know I've got to pay this, and she knows she has to pay for this, and it's like, well, no, we just want to be able to be happy
yeah,
and
hmm
enjoy life as we're all supposed to.
yeah.
yeah,
I was just having this conversation with a friend the other day. Um, how do I put it? So you're always like, oh, my birthday's coming. I might get birthday money. Or Christmas is coming. Oh, Christmas money. Oh, tax season is coming. Like, oh, okay. So then I get tax money, and you're always waiting for the next check to come in, right? You're planning for it because you need it. It's,
yeah.
yeah, to get to a point where you can just live every day and not have to worry about it. That would be huge.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, for sure. Yeah,
That's a struggle,
yeah.
right? Like it's tough to always, yeah.
And I'm not sure
It's a
I
pain
should
point
be
for many
actually.
people.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm not sure I should be actually used to that, but I am.
It's a reality, right?
It
And
is,
it's
yeah.
not getting any better. I mean, even in our community, I don't know if you saw one of the posts, Jen, but there is a group of people who get together and help sponsor families for Christmas and stuff, and they've had a massive amount of families this year, and they've got still, last I checked, over 20 families without sponsors still. I mean, it's a tough world now. Like it's not getting easier, which is unfortunate. So I'm very grateful that we found this when we did, because all of us have been in it long enough that we can say we have been here. We've been here for 2.5 years, 4 years, like we see it working. We know it works. It works for us.
Yep. To sit on the other end and listen to the stories that come on every week that are shared on our masterminds.
Yeah.
It's so heartwarming, and you just feel that because at some point in your life you've experienced something or something, someone that has experienced something that they're talking about, and to see them go from one place in their life to something completely different that they had dreamed about for years and years and years and never thought was going to be possible. I don't know. I'm super sensitive, but I get so emotional when I listen to those stories because they touch you on such a deep level.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't be the only one that feels that way.
No, you are not. Especially, I bawled buckets on our 5-year anniversary video, like our meeting. I was just in tears, and I'm not an emotional person. I can usually, like, I'm good, but I was like, it was awful. It was great. It was inspiring, but I was like, oh my gosh, what is going on? You really do. And you get to know these people. You get to know their stories, and you get to see their journeys, and it's an incredible.
Well, and to hear, the stories of like our mentors, Wade and Karen, or Darren, it's like going from something that was just horrible to, something that's over 1,000 people in the business right now. Like, that's insane.
Yeah. And, and then I have met so many. I mean, Joesph and I met it's almost the end of this year. So we met in 2020. And Mary Lou and a couple of other people from our team, and and you and I, Jen, meeting last year was, it's incredible, and I couldn't imagine my life without you guys all in it now, and like Joesph was saying earlier, when they succeed, we succeed because we feel it.
Yeah. And it just gives us that much more drive to just strive for our own goals and not just like dream about them, to actually fulfill them and live them. And if we can do this groundwork that we're doing right now, because we all see the way the future is going and it's changing, so much is going online and the way technology is evolving. If we can learn this stuff right now and be able to teach it to our children, they're going to be that much more ahead than so many other people.
Yeah. Bring it on.
Yeah, I'm ready for it. I get really excited about this. Like, for me, it fires me up because I can see the bigger picture of things. And then I talk to some people in my circle and they're like, what are you talking about? I'm like, well, you don't even bank online, so.
Yeah. Do you know what an app is? Do they have an app for that?
I don't have a week to sit here and explain to you the way the world is changing.
Yeah. It's true, though. Everything, there's so many stores closing, especially over the last couple of years. I mean, up here, there's nowhere to shop anymore. We have like one good children's clothing store, I think, up here. Everything's closing down. I have to do quite a bit of shopping online now. So,
well, that's the same thing here. Like, I live in Edmonton, and it's amazing. Even a lot of the chains are closing. Like, it's not even the mom and pop shops. It's everything's kind of closing because everything's diverting to online now because it's just easier to do it from home.
Yeah, you don't have any overhead costs as a business owner when you work online.
Yeah,
you're not paying staff to run your store. You're not paying for power to run a warehouse or the machinery used. When you work online, it's a very simple life.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing too. Like, just, I feel bad because there is so many jobs being lost. But I mean, a lot of us should have seen this all coming eventually because, our populations are getting bigger and, disease does rampant, most places. So, but it does suck.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a tough world.
But then you can go to the place of like, are you willing to learn and are you willing to go with it, or are you gonna feel stuck and fight against it and lose out on so much more that could benefit you? You know what I mean? So I think that a lot of the businesses are seeing this, and that's why they're starting to make those shifts sooner rather than later. Because if they wait too long, they're just going to be that much more in debt because they're going to be losing out. More people are doing things online.
Yeah.
And so like
Yeah.
I feel like for us in the space that we're in a good place because we're in it early enough and we can just grow with it. We don't have to come in, 5-10 years down the road where we're trying to find our footing in something that's already been taken off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On that note, Joesph, so Jen has an appointment she's got to get to, so we have to keep it short today. But I was wondering, for anybody feeling stuck out there, what advice would you give them?
Well, my life motto is never give up. I'm a huge wrestling fan, and I'm stealing this from John Cena. So, I mean, if anybody knows who that is, then they know where it comes from. So, but my thing is, when I went through chemo treatments, I never gave up. I made a commitment to myself, my family, and to, the man upstairs. If you guys do believe in God, that is awesome. I don't go to church as much as I used to, but that's my faith. But like I say, never give up on yourself, on life, on the business. Just keep going with it, and you will get there eventually. We're getting there slowly, but that's just us. That's our pace. That's what we like to do. That way we don't make mistakes. So.
Yeah, I agree. Never give up. I just posted on our page the other day, I'm never going to quit on myself. I'm never going to quit on my kids. And I feel accountable to our team and our business, family, and community, and I'm never going to quit on them.
Yeah, exactly.
So we recreated our team. Well, I recreated our team logo, and we were bouncing around with a bunch of different names. And it is, and actually, it's one of my favorite things to do. Is just like mess around with Canva. It's awesome. But trying to think of things, and I think it was Charlene that came up with this thing for our team a couple weeks ago in terms of looking or doing a survey thing. So I thank you, Charlene, because out of that, I've got our team name. It's Team Tenacity, so we're going with Team 10.
Oh, nice.
So
I love it.
In it, because it says we never give up and we're all warriors, and that was my other thing too, is that through it I actually felt like a warrior because I do fight for everything I have had. So that's the other thing too, like, just keep going with it, keep pushing on, keep pressuring, and you'll get there eventually.
And if you join this community, you're never alone.
Exactly.
And never, like, especially if you sign into any one of our webinars, because our team and our support is there. You see it every week when we come on, and Jen and I support each other, and Joesph is here supporting us this week, and we're, we all help each other out. So
we're so grateful. We're so incredibly grateful for, the people that we meet every single day. Like, same thing. We met up this week at a local coffee bistro here in Grand Prairie. There was 4 of us ladies. I mean, none of us had connections to any one of each other, but we all become friends. We've all become really good friends, and we bounce ideas off of each other, and it's just beautiful. It really is.
I know. I love it. And I can't wait to come down to Edmonton and see Mary Lou and Joe again.
Yes. We can't wait for that either. So. We miss everybody because the fact is that lockdown has stopped us from visiting so much. So it's luckily. I was gonna say luckily we had a chance to go to Calgary, but we only spent it with our mentors. But we want to meet up with everybody again, and that was a lot of fun the first time around. So
that's awesome.
Well, thank you
everyone for tuning in, and thank you for coming on with us today, Joesph. We appreciate that.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, we appreciate your time.
Yes, have a great Friday and an amazing weekend, everyone. Enjoy your moments.
Mm-hmm.
Bye.
Bye.